Greetings YouTube and welcome back to another vlog. If it works this time, hopefully it does, because for whatever reason when I tried doing it before it corrupted and I wasn't very happy that I've got to do it again, but here we are. So yeah, what shall we talk about today? That's right, we're going to start with some very sad news. Yeah, songwriter and singer Christine McVie, a former member of Fleetwood Mac, has sadly passed away at the age of 79. Yeah, she wrote many songs for the band, one of them being Songbird. So, yeah, it is sad news, because even though I won't say I'm the biggest Fleetwood Mac fan, as they've done some absolutely fantastic albums, and right here, because I've had this album since God knows how long. Yeah, and it's also my dad's favourite album of all time. It's my dad's favourite album of all time. It is, of course, Rumours. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't got a CD, if you got a CD collection, I mean, this is one album that I think you must have. Every song on this is fantastic. Even though Fleetwood Mac during that time were going through a little bit of a rough period, especially with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. But yeah, I'd say absolutely fantastic album. So yeah, I know I was getting some of my CDs out. I know I said I'm going to do a CD collection at some point. When, I don't know, because I need to try and find all the CDs that I've got. So yeah, but yeah, this is like a 2-disc one, where the first disc has like all the original songs, and then on CD2 is like bonus material. It's like rough cuts and outtakes. So yeah, so here like the members, like I mean, on there is of course the late Christine McVie. Yeah, I mean, she's absolutely fantastic. I mean, I know I said that. I mean, I told my dad about the news last night. He was absolutely devastated, because Fleetwood Mac are his favourite band of all time. So, yeah. But, of course, other than Christine, yeah, there's some other members. There's the Stevie Nicks, Christine's husband, John McKee, of course. John McVie, sorry, I'm getting a bit mixed up. I'm just I've had a lot to do recently, so my head's a bit all over the place. And then of course we've got, there's Lindsey Buckingham, of course, and Mick Fleetwood, of course, the main member of Fleetwood Mac. But yeah, as I say, I mean, there's the first disc, which is of course like all the songs, and then we have like the bonus material, and then there's like more pictures of the band as well. But yeah, as I say, I haven't got all their albums. I do have Tango in the Night somewhere. But yeah, that album has got songs like Little Lies on there, and Everywhere, which of course Christine sung in those. But yeah, I'd say it's one of the finest albums ever made. Even though I wouldn't say Fleetwood Mac are my favourite band of all time, some of the stuff is absolutely fantastic, and like I say, it's worth a listen. But yeah, no, there's like oh sorry, I'm still try and get the booklet out, because like I say, there's like loads of different there's like all different kinds of pictures of the band. It has like the lyrics of the songs in here. So yeah, there you go. It was a bit stiff because I haven't got out for a long time. So of course there's like all different kinds of pictures of the band. Yeah, like there's some like interesting stuff. Yeah, and it tells you like a bit of the backstory of what was going on there throughout the album. Fantastic. I'd say there's just like loads. We're just having a quick flick through. And of course there's like yeah, because there's like the the lyrics to all the songs and everything in there. Yeah, you got Dreams, of course, which is one of the finest songs ever. My favourite Fleetwood Mac song in here is The Chain. Yeah, one of my favourite songs from childhood because I always used to hear the theme of it on the Formula One. So, that's it. And my dad's favourite song is on here as well, Go Your Own Way. There we go, I was just having a quick flick through. So yeah, absolutely devastated hearing the news about that. Normally I'm not one for like, I normally don't pay attention to like celebrity deaths or anything like that, but when you look up to, but when you see people who are as talented as them, then yeah, it does affect you. Like I say, I mean, I was quite devastated when George Michael passed away in 2016. Yeah, no, he unfortunately died on Christmas Day. So, yeah, there's a few others like who died, but yeah, Christine McVie, may she rest in peace. So yeah. Anyway, what else shall we discuss? Oh yeah, I'll tell you what. I know I'll mention a few of my pet peeves. I know some of these may seem a little bit minor, and honestly, probably don't bother you as much as they do me. But yeah, one of my few. I've got a few here. One of them is people who put the fog lights on when it's not even foggy. I mean, there's a clue in the title. Fog lights. What do? Put them on when it's foggy. Oh yeah, but we see people put on when it's raining, when it's not even foggy at all. I mean, if it's raining and if it's a bit dark, obviously you should just put your headlights on. Yeah. Yeah, it's not that hard. I mean, makes it a bit easier to see. But for God's sake, don't blind motorists. It's getting to the point where we have to wear sunglasses whilst driving because we see idiots putting the full high beams on when it's not even that dark. Yeah, but then you also have the idiots, when it is dark, the ones who don't put the light on, they think that just because they can see you doesn't mean you can see them. Until it's too late, of course, until you have an accident. I mean, what on earth is that? I'm not saying all drivers do that. I'm just on about the few minority who are just, for whatever reason, complete and utter dickheads. And then we have the ones who don't indicate, and then we have the other ones who indicate after they've already turned. So I'm like, it's a bit too late. So nowadays, if you're on the road, you have to try and read the other driver's mind. Never mind yours. I mean, that's why it's like when I'm out and about with Dad or me mates or whatever, because I don't drive, and to be honest with you, I'm so glad I don't, because the amount of stress that driving does is ridiculous. And I'll tell you what absolutely fucks me right off is I mean, yeah, we have learner drivers on the road, but you have these arseholes who will like tailgate to intimidate them to make them feel uncomfortable. Yeah, because of some absolute tit, they're probably gonna feel like as if they don't want to drive ever again. Yeah, because there's some moron in whatever car they have decides that it's a good idea to bully them. They forget that they were a learner driver once themselves. So that's it. Some idiotic people think that once they've done the driving test, they can drive however the hell they want. But of course that's not the case, because many people have been pulled over by the police for driving ridiculously. Yeah, we've had people doing like well over 100 miles an hour, doing well over 100 in like a dual carriageway or road where it's like 60 mile an hour. I know motorways are 70 mile an hour. And I thought of something. If I had it my way, if I controlled the world, all cars except for police cars, except for emergency services, they all should be limited to 70 miles per hour. Because we see people go at dangerous speeds, and for some it has not ended well at all. So what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? I'd like to know why people think it's a good idea to drive like idiots. Oh look, I've got a VW Golf GTI. I've got a Fiesta ST. And? I mean, it doesn't matter what car you've got, just don't speed. I honestly feel as if they should put limiters on cars. Not police cars, not ambulances, not fire engines. They should be allowed to go speeds, because I've seen it so many times on these programs like Police Interceptors or whatever it is, where you have people doing like 130, 140 in like a BMW, when most police cars can't even reach those speeds. Because I mean, I know there's people in like BMW M3s, Golf GTIs, not RS, that's something else. R32s, I was thinking of like the old Ford Escort, the RS2000. But yeah, it's annoying. You have these cars that do like 150, 160 miles an hour. And then the police cars that we have around here are Vauxhall Astras, and they can't even get anywhere near those speeds. I know, I've been thinking about that for the longest time possible. I've been thinking about it, like, wouldn't that be a good idea if that would happen? But I know you're going to get some people just moan, oh, we're not allowed to have fun on the roads. You can have fun on the roads. You can do it without being an absolute idiot, you know. And you have many people who just like tailgate you. They might as well be in your car with you. It's like you're carrying extra passengers. And they're so close that, like I say, they're changing the radio channel on you. It's an absolute joke. And then you have the other drivers, the ones who pull out in front of you and then do like 10 mile an hour. And it's an absolute joke. So sometimes a journey what could take about half an hour could almost be double that because of some inconsiderate git who decides to go snail's pace, where mobility scooters are much faster. If you're gonna, not only are you putting yourselves at risk, you're also putting others at risk too. Just stop it. Just use a bit of common sense, people. It's not that hard. Honestly, it's not hard to do. But, you know, what can you do about that? And yeah, another thing that irritates me a little bit is when you listen to people talk. I know, Del mentioned this in his latest blog where he said that in a conversation he said he's not a fan of when people use the word whatever in the middle of in the conversation to like try and get the point across. Where when you say whatever, honestly, it could either mean one thing or it could mean absolutely nothing at the same time. So I get where he's coming from, and I must admit I've been guilty of saying that a few times myself. Yeah. So Del, I apologise. So anyway, but yeah, there's a few things that drive me absolutely bonkers in the conversation where people are fixated on using the word literally and using it in the wrong context. Yeah, the word literally means something that has happened right now at this very, very moment. But you've had people saying, oh, I literally went to HMV in 1999 to buy Backstreet Boys. You don't use it in that context. We are not in 1999. We've moved away from that year. Oh, such and such literally came out 5 years ago. When you use it in that context, do you mean it came out exactly 5 years ago on this day? But most of the time, it probably on this day exactly, but in that year. But honestly, you've had people saying, oh yeah. I honestly don't know. As I say, because people are misusing certain words, it's lost all meaning, and it might as well be They might as well change the definition of it in the dictionary. They might as well change it because people are just using the words in the wrong context. You can't. I honestly don't know. Some people, it does my head in. If you don't know what the word means, don't use it. In fact, don't use it in such a bad way. What else? I mean, another one is that is a conversation where people keep saying, like every 2 seconds. You hear it all the time on the news where people are like, I think, I, we have to look out for the elderly this winter, and yeah, you get the idea. I mean, I haven't got a problem with people saying but every 2 seconds is like, for fucking hell's sake. Do you have any other vocabulary you can add? Because you get bored of hearing the same drivel over and over again. And another one is where people say on the TV where they say, I think, even though most of the time people they're saying they think, but they're not free thinkers. They're saying the same opinion as everyone else. They've been told what to think and when to say it. Like, you've been programmed at this rate. You're not even thinking for yourselves. You just copy and pasting what other people have done before. So don't say you do think when clearly you don't think and are just being told what to say because you don't want to upset anyone. I mean, on my channel, I say it how it is. I've mentioned this God knows how many times, but I'll just say it how it is. If I'm not happy about something, I will address it. I'm not going to ignore it we're only human after all, and all that bollocks. Yeah, I also hate it when people say we're only human after all. People they said stuff like that about rapists, paedophiles, you name it. They've said, oh, they're only human. Yeah, but a decent human being would not do indecent things. It's as simple as that. So by saying, oh, we're only human after all, to me, it's like as if you're defending the scumbags. And you know what? You might as well be one yourself because, honestly, you like that. Oh, you can't say that because it's offensive. So what? The truth hurts. Sometimes it has to hurt to make a bigger impact, but of course people are just... It's like they're trying to change... I heard a month ago they were trying to change the term from paedophile to something like... what was it again? I'm trying to think. What was the context? I think it was something like... where they just go, where something like where they're attracted to like a minor, which let's be honest, that is just dissected. So, what was it again? It's bugging me. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, that's it. What was it? I had it then, it just disappeared. God, I hate it when I do that, and I know it. So what was it called? I can't think. I can't think what it is. It'll probably come to me in a minute when I try and think of something. It's absolutely frustrating. I've been in those situations more times than you can imagine when you know what it is, but you can't say it and then it comes to you like later. A minor attracted person, that's it. A minor attracted person. That's a polite way of calling someone a paedophile. Can't you just call him a paedophile for goodness sake? Not this bloody You can't. Why give a polite term to people who are just discussing human beings? Yeah, it just makes me fucking sick. I do apologise for the language, but I don't know. How can anyone defend the indefensible? I'd like to know what's going on, because I'm just I don't know. The world's topsy turvy. I don't know. I don't know anymore. So yeah, what else have I been doing? To be honest with you, I've not been playing very many games at all. I've not played many games. From the last game I played, what was it? What was the last game I played? But I don't know, I've played a few stuff on my Commodore 64, which I will do a collection of at some point. I just, at the moment, I need to try and, I might end up doing that next year, because I might try and get a few more games for that, and then I will show off the collection. And I don't know, I need to buy a few more, probably a few more peripherals for it, like I might get the floppy disk drive, because I haven't got one of them. I've got like obviously the C64 and the cassette deck, as I say. All the games apart from one which is a cartridge, they're all tape. Yeah, because the cartridge game I got is the game that I got with my the cartridge game was a game that was bundled with some C64s, and that game is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Yeah, one of the greatest sequels to a film of all time. And yeah, of course. And you're thinking, oh, it's a movie, like, it's a licensed movie game, so of course you're going to think, oh yeah, is the game shit? Yeah, absolutely, you're fucking right, it is shit. It is absolutely dreadful. It is a really bad game, but I gotta be honest with you, graphically, as it's one of those games, graphics it looks nice, and you got the intro to Terminator 2 on there, which on a Commodore 64, it's impressive, and Jonathan Dunn did a good job of recreating the music, but the game itself is bloody awful. Like I say, the inputs on your controller, even when you hit an enemy first, sometimes your character will not respond after you've been hit yourself. But yeah, there's a few levels where Duke can get out, and then you have like the motorbike chase scene. You're on the motorbike where you get chased by the truck, like what you do in the movie. That's if you can get to there, because trying to beat the first boss like in the first level is just a nightmare, because and sometimes you win and other times you won't win because of the delayed controls. But then there's like a platform level where you play as Sarah Connor, so yeah. But I've never beaten it because the controls are that bad, honestly. They work when you want to, and when you want to, which is like 10% of the time, because about 90% of it you're not gonna get anywhere, because it is, I don't know. Yeah, I know Ocean were known for making some absolutely dreadful games. Yeah, I know. As I say, their movie licensed games for the most part are bloody awful. I mean, there's a few instances where their movie tie-in games are actually really good. I mean, The Addams Family on the SNES, that's a very good game. I've managed to complete that. Why am I pointing? I don't know. But yeah, I've got The Addams Family game on the Super Nintendo. It's a hard game, and the controls are a little bit slippery, but I've managed to finish that game a few times. But as I say, it is a really difficult game. But as long as you take your time with it and memorize the patterns, then you should be good to go. But yeah, Ocean, as I say, they did a better job on the ZX Spectrum. I mean, there's a few games that they did that were better on the C64, but as I say, when it came to arcade conversions of like certain games like Chase HQ and Chase HQ, yeah, on the ZX Spectrum and Amstrad, absolutely fantastic. And I honestly think that I'd argue they're better than the original arcade games that they're based on. The Commodore 64 version is dreadful, and I don't get how and why. Because, like, as I say, the Spectrum and Amstrad versions were fantastic. But as I say, there's a few games that I think are better. There's some arcade conversion I think are better on the C64 than the Spectrum, such as Buggy Boy. Yeah, I've got that game. I'll probably show it off at some point. But yeah, that is an absolutely fantastic version. Absolutely. But yeah, I honestly like to get a few more games for the C64, get a few games that are on the floppy, though. Of course, some of the games on floppy disk were a bit more expensive, but I don't know. But as I say, but like I mentioned with the C64, is that even if the game is terrible, for the most part, the games always have some very good music. I mean, yeah, there are a few games where the soundtrack is a little bit forgetful, and a few, very, very, very few times where the soundtrack is awful. But like I say, think of it that way. Even if the game is rubbish, just think of it as if you bought a cassette single. Like, yeah, sometimes you just load the game up for the music, let it repeat for about half an hour or however long you feel like it. But of course, we got to do that. And what else shall we talk about? Because as I say, I'm a bit. How long have I got? I think I've got another 5 or 10 minutes because I got some stuff to do. So yeah. But before I go, what else shall we talk about? I know I might show off at one point. I might show off some of my football shirts. I know I did a Liverpool shirt collection. There's a few shirts behind me, but I mean I'm going to show you some. I'm going to show you some of my football shirts. I mean, not every shirt that you see behind me is a football kit. Sometimes I just wear like a normal T-shirt because you know what I just do. I mean, I've got a few rugby shirts down there as well, but I need to get a few more of them because I gotta be honest with you, I'm lacking in rugby shirts. I mean, I've got two St Helens rugby shirts because they're my favourite rugby league team. I've got a New Zealand All Blacks shirt in there, a long sleeve. But yeah. Sorry about that, I need to have a quick drink. But as I say, I need to buy a few more rugby shirts. Haven't got an England one, which is surprising. I've got a few England football shirts, but non-rugby. I might get a Wales one. Yeah, I just need to sort them out. One rugby shirt I want to try and get because they're my favourite rugby union team, which is Harlequins. Been a fan of them since I was a kid. So, yeah. I know I'm from the north of England, but for whatever reason, Harlequins have always been my favourite rugby union side. Even though, as I say, Harlequins are from Twickenham in London. So, yeah. But what I like about the shirts, like it's all different, like unique colours. But yeah, I've tried looking for the price. I tried looking to get a Harlequin shirt myself. It's really expensive, so I may have to wait to get one. But until then, I shall see what happens next year because I don't really want to be buying anything else until the end of Christmas and January next year. So hopefully I can find some bargains in like the sales. Because at the moment I don't really fancy spending money on like football shirts and like rugby shirts because the prices of some of them are ridiculous. Like some of the football shirts, I'm not kidding you, about £75 in an adult size, whether it be a small, medium, XL, whatever. Even but I know football shirts have always been expensive. Like I remember, I think it was for my 8th birthday in 2002. Yeah, so in 2002, for my birthday, I had the full Liverpool kit. It was a Liverpool kit with Michael Owen on, because at that time he was my favourite player. Yeah, it was the full kit, like the shirt, shorts and the socks. Yeah, in some ways I wish I'd kept that shirt and put in the frame, but at the same time, I can't stand it. At the same time, it's probably a blessing in disguise because it's a shame. It's a shame Michael Owen became. I don't know. He just became boring. He just became a boring person with the most boring good commentaries going. Forget sleeping tablets. Michael Owen will do the job for you. But as I say, that it's a shame because, like I said, there's some people who you looked up to as a kid, and some people who some of your idols, some of the people you looked up to, are complete and utter wankers in real life. And as I say, it's a shame too. And when you realise some of the people you looked up to, when you realise that they're horrible people, you like, you feel, as I say, you feel shamed for liking them. But yeah, I especially feel sorry for people who looked up to the likes of Rolf Harris. Oh God, no, just no, just get the fuck out of here. Just get out, just get out. You just don't like it. Yeah, it's a shame. Some of the people you looked up to, like, they're either pricks, pedos, whatever. There's some people who are now in prison, and rightly so. But yeah, I honestly don't really know where this vlog is going, so yeah, it's a bit unprepared, but that's just the way it is. So I think I'm gonna have to call it here because, like I said, I've got a few stuff to do. So until then, I shall see you in the next video. Take care.